Man, I used to play the trap spot, propped on the block like I was part of the backdrop. Now it's scale, props, effects, and backdrops. The right lighting, you never catch me biting. Say you make it look so real when you pose the figures fighting. I caught lightning, stuck it in the detour. Replicate epic scenes from the Creed War. Compose pieces with artists that span the globe. Fearsome foes, Spidey in the picture perfect pose. Insert the comic book cut out to shoot a show. Oh, you ain't know? Yo, everybody know me. I made nerds cool nerd like my man Zobi. Took the everyday display, gave it a spark. Welcome to articulated comic book art.
Alright, starting off the week right. I got to the comic book shop today. It's Monday here right now. I haven't been in a comic book store in like over a month now, so some of these titles may be old news to some of you guys, but I did something that I don't normally do after a long absence. I didn't go back and pick up every single thing that I missed because I realized that the Fear Itself event was still running through some of the main titles that I pick up, and I'm thinking about maybe dropping a few things and picking up some new things. So all of the Avengers books, the main Avengers book, New Avengers, Secret Avengers, Thunderbolts, I didn't pick up any of those issues. I'm just waiting for Fear to be over and to see if I'm gonna really continue with, or what books I'm gonna really continue with. And I dropped X-Men Legacy this week too. I didn't pick up all the back issues of that. I just wasn't really feeling that, and I pick up mostly X titles too. So I'm scaling down on some of my X stuff and thinking about picking up some new stuff. So anybody who's reading some different things, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you guys are reading, and you let me know. So I did get X Factor 222 and 224 here. I made a mistake and put back 223 when I was putting back the X-Men Legacy stuff, but I didn't check either one of these out yet. I'll see how they are, see what's up. I picked up Schism, book number 3. Book number 1 and book number 2 were decent. They were okay. We saw hero that turned into a villain that was seemingly defeated and gone return as one of the antagonists in this. He's not necessarily the main villain, but in comics there's always threats coming from 2 or 3 different directions or whatever. It was interesting, but I wasn't a big fan of the art on this book. We'll see where this is going. I'm sticking with it. And then lastly, I got Uncanny X-Force number 13. I believe this was from 2 weeks ago because the next issue should be out this Wednesday. You might want to move that. And this was good. It was a pretty crazy cliffhanger at the end. And I've been a big fan of X-Force, and this has come full circle with the cliffhanger that we saw here at the end. Seems like it's about to be really, really interesting. So definitely sticking with this book. This has been one of my favorites. And then I got Astonishing X-Men number 41. I haven't really been a big fan of this art, but I like the dynamic of this team, and I'll see where this is going. I'm gonna stick with this for a while. And then I got Future Foundation number 8. This is something that's fairly new for me. I've been on this book since issue 1. I didn't really like the way that this the turn of events from the last issue. We was actually talking about this on a thread on the Facebook group, and Warwick had mentioned how he didn't really like Dr. Doom with the costume change. I didn't even read this yet, but I think that happens in this issue, and I was agreeing that that was definitely not a Doom-esque thing. It's I didn't like the way they brought back Black Bolt in the last issue. After the War of Kings and that whole thing. I really like the dynamic of the Kree and the humans coming together and being this intergalactic conglomerate, and I just think that would have made for a lot of nice interstellar stories and just things that were dope, and they kind of ended that abruptly and brought back Black Bolt, and I just didn't really like the way they did that. So we'll see where this is going. I'm gonna stick with it just to see where it's going. And then I picked up the Ultimates number 1. This is right after the events of the New Ultimates versus Avengers, which was a 6-part arc, and now we have Hickman on this book, taking us into, I guess, a new direction. You can see the art here, the characters here kind of resemble their movie counterparts if you look at that closely. The art inside is not really like that. The art inside was good, I liked it, but this story was just kind of all over the place. I mean, if you are just coming on this book, you would kind of be confused if you didn't really know anything about the Ultimates universe. It would be a lot for you to take in this first issue. And I didn't really like the cliffhanger at the end. It wasn't really like a clear direction as to who the antagonist was and who the main villain was in this, and really where this was trying to take you. It was a bit much. I mean, I thought it was intelligent. I thought it was nice art, and you know, but it would be difficult to follow if you didn't really have any prior knowledge of this book. Today was like one of the most annoying days ever, but I did get 10 more shield agents and assorted heads and weapons and things from my man DJ Radio Raheem. So this will put me at 29 nondescript shield soldiers, not counting one for Dum Dum Dugan and one for Maria Hill and one for Black Widow and Nick Fury, but just nondescript soldiers that'll put me at 29, but it's really over 30 for the most part. So here's some straight up bullshit. I took this out of my mailbox last night when I came in, and I didn't even realize it was open already, and somebody stole somebody's entry fee that they were sending for the contest. Now I know it wasn't my mailman. My mailman is mad cool and always holds it down, so somewhere between his post place and here, or wherever the processing place is, some idiot went and took the $6 out of there. This was my man TV Brothers TV's entry fee. I just feel like smacking somebody from Postal Service, but I'm gonna ask my mailman what's going on today. But Sherrod, man, don't worry, man. I'll definitely just put the $6 in. We'll figure it out later.
Package.
So this was a package from one of the first customizers that I bought work from when I first started putting up videos on YouTube. My man Mike from Apathy Inc. And he had hit me up and was just like, yo, Book, I got a couple of things that you might like, that you might want to see, and I'm gonna just send it out to you. So he just sent me a couple of things here, and I believe he's gonna be trying to work on like mass producing these, but these are like Venom tendrils and Carnage, different weapons and stuff, and he's got another little Venom thing here. So these came out really nice, man. I like them. I can't wait to mess around with them. I'm about to start trying to take some flicks and do a couple of different things with these. So yeah, man, I'm excited about this. So big thanks to my man Mike from Apathy Inc. See what I could do with this stuff. So I started the surgery here. I popped off one of the arms here on Carnage. This is the Hasbro re-release of Carnage, so I didn't mind messing around with this hand. Just ran it under some hot water and popped the hand right off. I'm going to try to see if some of these could fit into that peg and do some different things. I could attach them with wax and stuff like that, but I wanted it to be more sturdy, so I'm going to see how this works. Also, each individual tendril is completely bendable. You can mess around with it anyway. They are completely posable and flexible, and these things is great, man. These things are awesome. So that's one option. There's so many different options. I stuck two of them. Stuck one through where his right hand was, and just position one onto the other one. I mean, there's so many different options to explore with these things right now, but I just brought him a little closer in for the shot and scrapped the gunfire because it wasn't coming out good on the picture. Already thinking about the next thing. So many possibilities with these things, man. Wow, this was horrible, just terrible. I didn't enjoy this at all. Thinking about dropping this now after reading this issue. We just saw a cabal of kids take down the X-Men in this issue, man. Just ridiculous, man. This was okay. We didn't see too much of the story progress, really. In this one, there was a lot of dialogue and whatnot. There was some action towards the end, and we did see one of the villains betray another villain as the cliffhanger here. This was decent. But again, I'm not a big fan of how they brought back Black Bolt, and you know, I just want to see how that's going to unfold, but I'm going to stick with this for a little while longer. So once again, these things is fully posable. I just positioned them in the way that I wanted them. Have them attacking the shield agents here. Alright, so I moved these out to the daylight and kind of put them all together for like one scene here, just so you can see everything better. But, you know, like I said, you could position these in any type of way that you want to make it look like it's coming out of the figures. I got one coming out of the back of the agent. He's getting like impaled and choked, and then it's splintering off here, choking her. And Venoms are just intertwined everywhere, tearing off the shield agent's head there, ripping off Spidey's mask and consuming him. So these things work wonders, man. I'm co-signing these to the fullest. So aside from the custom tendrils that Mike did for me for Carnage and for Venom, he's done quite a few things for me. He did this custom Ghost, which is one of my favorite customs from him. He did the head swap on Sentry. He did Iron Patriot. He did these little individual skulls, which you've seen in my Hell Cube. He's done the modern Luke Cage. He's done the female Ultron. I think I got a couple of stills of some of his other stuff too. But big congrats to Tom Ryan 212121, who won the FSP for the month of September. And I actually gave away the Carnage that you saw, and this little setup right here. And I'm going to send you some of the tendrils as well too from Mike, so that'll be real cool for him. And here's a couple of stills of some of Mike's other stuff too. He also did this little Eric O'Grady Ant-Man for me as well. So I'm pretty sure Mike is going to have the individual tendrils 5 for $20, and then something like this maybe about 30 or 40. But you can get them, you know, designed how you want them in a different type of shapes and weapons and stuff that you want. But I think that's a pretty decent deal, 5 for $20 for sure for the individual one. So I'm going to link Mike's YouTube channel, and I'm going to link his email. It's probably easier to just hit him up through email if you're interested though. I showed this before once in Time Inbetween Time, but I just want to give folks a reminder, if you use these little dust destroyer things that you could use for your keyboard and stuff, you could use it on your figures and stuff too, to dust them. Works well where you don't gotta really move too much stuff, especially around the bases and stuff where it gets dusty, you know, so that works. Packages. So this first package was from my man CB, aka Curtis12375. Hooked me up with the G.I. Joe Resolute DVD. It's on loaner, but it's basically on loaner throughout the community. So after I watch it, I'm gonna actually send it off to Marvel Merc, and if somebody wants to see it after that, then they can hit up Marvel Merc. But I watched some of this on YouTube, but it was just like 5-minute intervals, and you had to keep clicking on the next one. And I heard that some scenes and stuff was cut out, so my man CB said he would just let me look at it so I could look at it all the way through. It had already got me hyped and made me start wanting to try to get some of the G.I. Joe figures. I've been thinking about getting some of them for a while, especially to use the weapons and stuff for MU. But I'm going to check this out and send it out to Marvel Merc. Okay, and the second package was a package from my man Stevid Customs. Hooked me up with a really nice custom Black Panther right here with the interchangeable head. Last week's episode, you saw me sending out that face-off Punisher to him. So he used that body, and then he just swapped the arms and the feet from the original Sentinel series Black Panther. Not the entire arm, but just from above the wrist and right above the where the shin is before the knee. And he put that on the face-off Punisher's body and just gave him a nice clean black paint job. As you know, the original Black Panther has that sort of rough texture to it. This is just smooth all the way around. Really nice figure. I'm really happy with the way this guy came out. It looks great. So the swappable head is actually from DCUC John Stewart figure, and he just did a couple of modifications and got it where it looks like the mask is kind of hanging around his neck too. So this came out really, really nice. so sick right now. Just finally broke my camera all the way. A damn backdrop piece fell and knocked the camera onto the floor. Now the shit is actually really broken. It'll come on, but it won't stay on. And this part, as you can see, is bent and cracked. Fucking tight. I was just in the middle of taking all of these pictures for Black Panther. But at least the memory card is still good. I got the last pictures off of there that I took, so that's fine. I could easily just put the memory card into a new camera, but who knows when I'm gonna get a new camera. I just spent like $300 today, man. Fucking sick right now. So unfortunately, I was just opening up and starting to get some action shots of the Black Panther when I dropped my camera and it broke. So I was able to get those little profile pictures and just those few little shots that you saw in that montage before I dropped the camera to kind of put a dampener on this week's MTIT. I had a lot more shots that I wanted to get. I will be doing a complete formal review of the figure though at some point in the next week or two, and you know, really getting it clear and getting in the HD and getting some nice shots of the Black Panther. So look out for that. But in the meantime, here's some shots of some more of Stevid's work. Now these things are not customs that I own, but this is some more of his work to give you an idea of what you know, how he works, and his information will be in the underbar as well. So if you want to hit him up through email and request any customs or anything like that, then his information will be in the underbar of this video too. Alright, this has been another episode of Time Inbetween Time. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Please come check us out here on YouTube on the ACBA community channel. Come join us on the ACBA Facebook group. There's so many people meeting up there from so many different communities on the net, and we kind of all just coming together in that one forum. It's a really cool thing. So, you know, I want everybody to come out who's interested in this art and interested in any type of art for that matter. Sketch art, custom art. There's so many people there. Come out and check us out there. We close to 700 members there, and I mean the channel is rocking. I mean that group is rocking 24/7. I've said this every single week in MTIT since the Facebook page opened up. But you know, I just got to keep reminding people, and there's always new people subscribing to me every day. So the links will be in the underbar for everything, for the group page, the community channel, Stevid's links, my man Mike's links. Everything is down there. So please check these guys out. And come, you know, join the movement. Hopefully next week I'll get back on track within the next week or two and get another camera so I could keep taking my stills. Actually, that may be thanks in part to my man Slings of Web, who started the movement to try to help me get another camera, which is greatly appreciated because I really can't even afford a new camera right this moment. So, but either way, MTIT is still keep rocking on. I might take a brief intermission during the tournament and only have like update videos, but we'll see how that works out. But MTIT should be back next week though regardless. So I'll talk to y'all then. Oh, and please get your entry fees in for the tournament as soon as possible so we could kick this thing off. Alright y'all, peace.